And now, Freelance Heroism.
Hey everybody, welcome to Freelance Heroism. My name is Dees.
And I'm Rachel.
And before we even get started, we just want to say thank you to everyone out there who donates at the Patreon, in particular those who donate at the producer tier.
Yes.
Rachel, would you like to let us know who they are?
I would love to. We want to say thank you to Duncan, Crispy, Nate, Breakmeister, and Rebecca. Thank you so much, everyone.
You help us make a better show for everyone, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Rachel, you had an idea for an intro.
I did. This idea came from sort of two sources of inspiration. One is that last week I finished my Icewind Dale campaign that I've been running for the last 3 years.
Congratulations.
And so I told my group well in advance that once we finished that campaign, before we started a new campaign, I wanted everybody in the group to DM something.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be 5e. It can be whatever system they like, but they need to take on sort of the DM role and run some kind of one-shot or whatever for the rest of the group.
What was the point of this?
The point of it is that DMing is hard, and some of my players have bad habits that I would like for them to break.
So you think by putting them in charge of the game, they will have to experience those problems,
yes,
and then will be more sensitive to them in the future.
That is my hope.
That will not happen. I appreciate. I like your reasoning. Never gonna happen.
Look, DMing is hard sometimes, and there's sort of it almost feels like hidden difficulties with it that maybe the rest of the table doesn't see. I DM a lot and I like DMing, but there are points where it is just kind of frustrating. And so, like I said, last week we had finished the game. A couple days later, I had texted the group and I was like, hey, so we'll be playing again in 2 weeks as usual. Can everybody make it? And out of my group of 6, 2 people responded. One of those responses was a maybe. So then yesterday morning, I texted them again and I'm like, hey, everyone, can we make a game next week? And if we do, who's running something? You know, because it's not me. And I got a few responses, not everyone, but just in the sense of people responding whether or not they could make it. Nobody stepping up to run anything.
Oh no.
And part of the also DMing, I think, sort of coordinating when the group meets up, that often falls on the DM.
That should be a player thing.
It should be a player thing.
Yeah. I think that generally in a game, one person is sort of the party face, and I think they should have to deal with the times.
Yeah.
I think that should be the one to deal with the...
That would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. They should have breakdowns like that. Yeah.
And then I had one of my players, he messaged me today because he ran like a one-shot for some of his friends like a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And he had never DM'd before. They had never played before, but for whatever reason, he decided to do a level 5 adventure for them. And then he messaged me today and he said he's looking for a campaign to run for them, but they're starting at level 5. And so I had mentioned, well, if you're looking for an official Wizards campaign, those tend to run levels 1 through 8 or 1 through 12. So my suggestion, since they were all new players and I knew that he is a new DM, would be to start at level 1 and just run that, because then it sort of becomes easier for players, at least from my perspective, for them to learn the rules of the game and learn their class.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, they already played the one shot, right?
Yes.
And they went from 1 to 5 in the one shot?
No, they started at 5.
Oh. So then why are they just stuck on these characters?
Well, that's what I had asked him, because I said, why don't you do a level 5 and they start over with new characters? And he said, well, they already have their level 5 characters, so I think they want to keep those characters.
Oh no, it's that early player shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I told him I might have like a dungeon crawl that's around level 5 that I could I could let him borrow that book, but I have to look through my books to make sure I have a dungeon crawl around that level, but it's not going to be a campaign.
Yeah.
Or I suggested he check out like DM's Guild, where people will write their own adventures and put them up, usually for pretty cheap. So there might be something in that level range for him to find. And those are, some of those are pretty good, but there's also kind of the danger of maybe paying for something that's not so good.
Yeah, well, you can always spice it up.
Yeah.
They did the hard part of doing all the mechanical bits.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah.
I think at least they're DMing, so they'll get a sense of what it's like. So maybe that's helpful in the long term.
That's true. Yeah.
My question is, what if when you DM, do you ever feel like it's not going well?
Yes.
Well, I'm not. This is not a leading question. I just always feel whenever I do a game and I run the game,
yeah,
that it's not as entertaining for everyone as other games are.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
What? I don't know if that's just a thing because I felt that way for every game I've ever played. I don't know if it's just because I'm a bad DM and people really are not having a good time, or if it's just a feeling that all DMs get, or that I'll get no matter what when I DM.
Yeah.
I don't feel like other people are having as good a time, but I think it might be that I'm not having a good time because I'm DMing.
Oh.
Yeah.
I will say, because I've played a few games that you've DM'd. I've always had fun. And I always find them like surprising or interesting or funny. When I DM, if I'm having like a bad time, it's usually either because I feel like I'm not conveying information properly to the party, so they're either not picking up on certain clues, or they feel lost. And so I will feel bad because I'm like, I've done something to not, emphasize the proper information. Or this was something that my group did early on that I had to talk with them about it, and then it got better. But there was a time where I was running a Pathfinder campaign for them, and nobody was paying attention to pretty much any detail in the story. So every time we would play, nobody understood why they were doing anything, or who they were looking for, or what items they had, and things like that. No. And so finally, nobody was taking notes. Nobody remembered really anything. And so finally I sat down with them and I said, hey, if like the type of game you guys want to play is just sort of a mindless hack and slash, that like, I don't think that's a bad type of game, but that's not the type of story that I'm interested in telling. So if that's what you guys want to do, I'm happy for you, but you're going to have to find somebody else to run that type of game for you. I want to tell a story, which means that I need you guys to pay attention to, for example, the guy that you're looking for. I need you to remember his name. I need you to like ask NPCs information about him, like I need but I didn't want it to be like, hey, this is how you need to play. I just said, this is like, I'm like, yes, I am the DM, but the DM also deserves to have fun in the game that they are running. And the way that they were playing, I said, I'm not having fun running this. So,
well, I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily the game style, or if it's just, that they weren't paying attention to any of the. It's like I've crafted all this stuff, and you guys aren't even paying attention. Yeah, that's different.
Yeah. Because as at least how I DM, I try to, I read through the entire book ahead of time. I try to, there's inevitably weird errors that go on with the Wizards books that they put out, and things that don't actually connect in their books. But also just the fact that as DM, you have to remember the names of a lot of people and places, and you have to know all the connections to everything, on the off chance that a player makes a connection, or a player asks a very specific question, or they look at something. So you have to remember all of that. And so the fact that the players weren't even remembering the big stuff, that was very frustrating for me, and I was just not having a good time.
Yeah, I think for me, it always feels like I'm concerned about whether or not the other players are as into it as, because I always make my own stories, right? I don't like playing out of modules.
Yeah.
So I always like make everything from scratch, and generally they're shorter games, but a longer game where you make your own content can be tricky. But I think at some point they find their sort of niche, and you can kind of anyway.
Yeah.
I think especially for the games where I create everything, I'm always worried that the people that are playing it are not as nerding out over the shit as I am.
Oh,
so like the one that I was thinking about was like the time travel clock where you guys were stuck inside the kind of gear system.
Yeah.
And I was super worried that you guys were not nerding out on it like I was. I was super, and then I was like, well, we'll get to the explosion area and we'll see what they do then.
Right.
And then you guys were like would handle it, but it wouldn't go the way I was thinking. I was like, well, that was a bummer.
Oh no.
I don't know. I was making sure as long as everyone else is good, then I'm good. But yeah. It's hard to find out if they're having a good time or not. Sometimes players are in character, and it makes it hard to. Yeah. You know. I don't know. Everyone afterwards always says they had a good time, but I've played bad games and said I had a good time before, so that's not really trustworthy.
Well, I mean, like I've always had a good time playing games at UDM, but if you're thinking, oh, they secretly actually don't have fun, you know,
I break when we DM, I break the rules regularly, like all the fucking time. Like I remember I wanted a really big mimic. Like a really big one. And they were like, well, they don't get that big. And I'm like, well, I want one that's bigger. And then I was like, and I also want it to be much more difficult in combat. And they're like, well, they're generally pretty easy. And I'm like, well, I want it harder. So so I had to like go in and just make a fucking mimic up. Like from scratch. And I was like, I also want them to fight a bronze dragon in particular. And I'm like, but he's good. But maybe I could. So I had to like manufacture a reasoning for that. Like all of, I in my head know what I want to happen, and I will break whatever the fuck I have to break in order to get the context right.
Right.
And I feel like you and me are very different in that regard. In that, if something can't happen, it can't happen for you. You're like the physics of the world. You won't let rules. And I'm more like the Q continuum, where like whatever I want to happen will happen.
I will sometimes like break rules, or if like a rule is kind of fuzzy about something.
Yeah.
Like early on in my Icewind Dale game, one of my players, the wizard, he got the there's some spell. It's fairly low level, but you make like a little bubble kind of around yourself and your party, and you can't leave it. But it's like spells can't go into the bubble.
Right.
Things like that. So he had cast that, but then the party encountered an ancient white dragon. And I knew that like air can go in and out of the bubble. And the rest of the party was like, well, there's no way her breath attack can get us. We're in the bubble. And my thinking was, well, her breath attack isn't a spell. And this is like a level like 1 or 2 wizard spell. Meanwhile, this is an ancient dragon. I feel like her breath attack would go through the bubble. And so I did that, and then everybody was very surprised, and they immediately scattered. Because they had so much faith in the bubble, but I was like, it's a level 2 wizard spell, and this is a dragon that's hundreds of years old.
Yeah. I would have just found a different way to get them. Like, have the wizard have to maintain concentration to keep it up.
Oh.
And then just have like intrusive thoughts pester them, or have a fly land on their nose or something. I don't know. I wonder how much of good D&D games where you're like there's no confusion about whether or not it's a good time, right?
Yeah.
Like the best D&D game you've ever been in. I wonder if that DM was nervous about that feeling, about whether or not everyone was having a good time.
Yeah.
Or if even people give a shit. Because I've met DMs that honestly, I've played with DMs that feel like they don't care whether you're having a good time or not. And actually, it would be fine if you were having a miserable time.
I am not like that. Every time I DM, I'm like, I want everybody to have fun. I want to make like I try to make sure that if there's downtime, I try to like go to everybody on the table and be like, what is your character doing? What does so and so do?
Yeah.
You know, like you're in this new town. How does this character feel about it? Like,
how many players are at your table now?
6.
Jesus,
it's a lot.
6 is a lot.
It is.
What do you think is the optimal number of players?
4.
4.
Yeah. 6 is a lot. Combat is fairly slow. There's some stuff that I do with my group where I try to kind of speed up combat.
What's the most players you've ever played with?
13.
Jesus.
It was my first time DMing.
13 players.
Yeah, and I wanted to DM. Pathfinder used to release like these free one shots called We Be Goblins, so everybody had to be a goblin. It was my first time DMing. I played a little bit of Pathfinder, but I was really interested in DMing, and I'd gotten this free goblin thing that just came out. And so I was part of this big like online group of local people who like played different tabletop games together. And so I said, hey, I want to try DMing for the first time. Who wants to join? I can't guarantee I'm going to be very good. Like I said, it's my first time DMing, but I really want to try this. And I ended up with 13 people.
I would have said no.
Who all wanted to play. And I should have said no. I should have capped it, but I was so excited to DM and I felt bad about telling people no. So I ended up with 13 players. Everybody was playing a goblin. It was my first time DMing.
That is a clusterfuck. That just sounds like chaos.
It was complete chaos.
How long did combat take?
It took forever.
Oh man, I would fall asleep before I got back to my turn.
So long. And then I had one guy who was playing like a goblin rogue, and he snuck around this like fenced in ogre farm or something, and he wanted to sneak into the chicken coop. And he was like, I'm going to roll my stealth. And I'm like, there's one door and it's during the day. The chickens are going to see you because you have to go in through the door. And he's like, no, I'm going to sneak. And he argued with me. And I kept arguing back that the chickens would see him. And then he went in and I'm like, the chickens see you and they make noise. And he's like, but why do they make noise? And I'm like, I told you. They're going to see you.
Rogues should always be petitioning the DM for everything. I feel like that's our job.
Yeah,
I do. I feel like if a rogue's not arguing with the DM lightly, like periodically throughout the game, I think if you're a good rogue, I think that you should be the advocate, like the lawyer for your side, right?
Right.
You don't have to win every engagement with the DM, but you have to make a good case over and over again for shit that you need. It's like you're speaking on behalf of all players.
I'm fine with that. Honestly, I like it when my players, like if they just say, hey, can I get advantage or whatever, but they don't really have a good reason, I'll be like, no. And then a lot of the times they'll be like, okay. And I want to just be like, convince me.
Never quit.
Tell me why you think you deserve to like roll with advantage or something. Like,
because I'm fucking awesome. Have you seen me? I'm awesome.
But that's the thing. I'm like, if you can give me a good reason for why you should get advantage or why you can like kind of use a spell in a slightly different way.
Yeah.
Like, tell me why. Don't just like try to ask for something and then not have a good reason other than you just want it to work like that.
I love the granularity of magic in the game. I want to get fucking granular as shit about it. When somebody's like, oh, I'm going to shoot a fireball. And that's simple enough. You shoot a fireball, whatever. Right. If a person says they want to lob a fireball, like toss it up in the air and then let gravity affect it as it comes down. I'm like, well, how does the fireball work? Is it being pushed through the air? Or is it like a ball that you throw? Right? And then they're like, well, I always imagine that it's like a projectile that you fire out of your hand. So it's sort of like a missile. And then I want to know, well, okay, well then the tail of it, is it like a jet engine that thrusts it forward, or is it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or is it already traveling in that direction and you just open a little split in fucking our fabric and it comes through from the realm of fire or whatever?
Mhm.
I want to know that. I want to argue with people about shit, like with the water, where you move water.
Uh-huh.
It says you move the water. It doesn't say you move the shit inside the water. But that's the nature of water. It moves things with it. So I want to know the weight of the things inside the water. I will argue. Do you remember when Nate lifted that fucking thing of water? We had like an hour where we sat down and we talked about the math of how much weight the water would have had.
Yes.
That's a perfect D&D game to me.
Yeah.
I want to spend 3 hours figuring out the numerical value of how heavy this water is.
That stuff is fun. I know I lean on the rules a lot, but the part of that is that, like, if you don't have the rules of a game, then it could be anything. Like, you can say anything.
You're
so you
God.
have to work around the rules.
But when you're a DM, you're God.
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
So you can do whatever the fuck you want. The rules are nothing.
That's true, but I mean, also the players need to know that. They need to, because I don't know. Everyone
do you
just
get
needs to
spiteful as a DM?
Yes, of course I do.
And do you fudge things so that you could say fuck you a little bit?
I don't fudge things like that, but I might.
I'm petty. I'm petty as shit.
There was a time in one game I DM'd where there was like a hallway and then a door at the end of the hallway, and the door was closed, and there was like a wizard or something behind the door. And I described the door. It was very rickety. You could like see the light coming through, so it wasn't a soundproof door. And so the party walks up to the door, and then they trigger a pit trap that's like a 10 by 10 in front of the door. Some of them fall down. Somebody like mage hands open the door and sees the wizard, and they start like shooting at the wizard. So then the wizard mage hands the door closed. But nobody wants to try to jump over the pit to get to the door. So they're like talking strategy. Because the wizard is basically like opening the door, firing a spell, and then closing a door, or like standing on the side of the door, so when they open the door, they can't see them anymore. And so finally, at one point, the door is closed. And so one of the players is like, all right, you're going to mage hand the door open. I'm going to run and jump over so I land in the room.
But they can hear you through the door.
Wizard, yeah, that was the thing, was that the wizards are high intelligence, could hear them discussing this plan. So it's the wizard's turn, but the door is closed at that moment. So I decide that the wizard is going to hold action to mage hand the door closed when someone starts to jump over. I don't tell them this.
Fall.
Yeah. So then, like, the player's turn, one person mage hands it open, another player runs and goes to jump. As he's jumping, she shuts the door. He hits the door, falls down the pit.
Unbelievable.
And it was just like surprise Pikachu face for the entire party. And I'm like, they could hear you discussing this plan. And one of the players is like, but wouldn't I have burst through the door? And I'm like, no, because like the sort of positioning of your body of jumping across a pit to land on open ground would be different than if you were jumping trying to kick a door open.
Yeah.
So you were anticipating having a flat ready surface to land on. Instead, you hit essentially a wall, and then you fell down a pit.
So I think you've answered our question. Yes, you are spiteful.
Well, before we have any more proof of my spite, maybe we should go to this week's episode.
She brags all the time about how many players she killed in the last
That's
game.
not true.
It's gruesome. It's gruesome. I want to tell a story about dead people. It's like, okay.
We're going to this week's episode. This is Candlekeepers, chapter 17.
Does this one have a name? No.
No. Does
no
not.
Names.
No names.
Yonk is going to walk back over to the two halfling women. And he's going to
I didn't even want to get a dog. You're the one who wanted that dog.
Hey, look.
Yes.
Look, sorry. If the two of you want to continue to argue with each other,
Mhm.
you should go do it somewhere else.
We're on our anniversary trip. I don't
You're
even
gonna
want to
be on the
here.
anniversary of your death if you don't leave here.
There's
Give me
this place. I just shut it.
No, I'm gonna use intimidation.
Okay.
Okay.
Fuck me, man. I swear to God. What is this dice broken? What is that? Am I rolling a D5?
Oh,
I got a 10.
Okay.
Uh,
They both get up. They're like, we're going to our room.
No, go to the kitchen.
You have to go through the dining room to go to the rooms.
I am seriously considering starting an argument, me and Yonk playing an argument and having them argue too, and just having it get out of control.
Uh-huh.
And just accidentally swinging my sword at Yonk, but missing Yonk and chopping the head off one of those automatons.
There's not any in the garden.
In the kitchen, I mean.
Oh.
That's why I was hoping they would argue in there.
I see.
Okay. Well, DeAngelo, do you know where the tower is?
Have we passed the tower yet?
No, you haven't seen a tower. You didn't ask about a tower.
Yeah,
he told you.
I
and then
look
you were
up
like,
from the garden and I see if there's a tower looming over the building outside.
the walls are too high.
Well, fuck me.
What's wrong? Can't see it?
No.
Yonk.
yeah.
I'm gonna grab the side of fucking DeAngelo's coat.
Oh,
Grab
dude.
the other side.
Fuck.
You want me to grab Mr.
Grab the other side right now.
Oh, okay. I grab Mr. DeAngelo like underneath the arm.
We need height. On 3, we throw him straight in the air and then we catch him.
Please, God, catch me.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
All right, you two give me athletics.
Not just a strength check? Okay.
Athletics is strength.
Yeah.
13.
Okay.
Dude, what is happening to me today? This is why I have lucky and important. I got a 10.
All right, DeAngelo, give me a perception at disadvantage.
We can do it again.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
I don't know what the hell is going on. I haven't rolled above
10?
a 10 all day.
You are too busy.
And a 7.
Okay, no. You.
All right. When he lands, can we try to catch him?
Yeah, give me we'll say acrobatics to catch him.
Survival? All right, acrobatics.
Yeah.
Shit.
19.
Okay.
All right. Yonk.
2.
Oh my god. Yonk catches DeAngelo.
Something. Can I reload this? What's happening? I'm reloading the page.
Okay.
Man, RNG Jesus said, fuck you.
Man, he's mad at me. He's mad.
God.
I had a 2. So it wasn't a 1. So be happy.
Yeah.
Yonk got you.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Okay. Did you see anything?
My life flashed before my eyes.
That's not what we're looking for. Let's go again. All right, next time. Let's do it.
Okay. Here
Focus.
we go.
3, 2, 1. Athletics check.
All right.
16.
12.
All right. Give me a
Dude, fuck this game. I swear to God.
just a straight perception,
Uh,
DeAngelo.
Oh.
Yeah, last time you didn't get a full.
Oh, 14.
okay.
All right. Yeah. We'll say very briefly to
Let's
the
just say you saw it.
north. You catch a glimpse of what looks like 2 buildings. One of them is taller than the other. Give me acrobatics to catch them, Yonk and Yumba.
God.
That was such a fucking pity gift. Let's be honest.
14.
Natural 20 for a
Oh,
24.
thank
All right.
God.
All
A
right.
14 feels like a natural 20 to me. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
All right. You are caught again, DeAngelo.
We're not tossing me a third time.
Did you see it?
There's two buildings to the north, one's taller.
Perfect. Now, Yonk and I are going to cause all kinds of chaos.
We
In the
are?
commotion. We are. Get with it. In
Okay.
the commotion,
Uh-huh.
you're going to need to run up to the tower. Get some eyes on it.
Right. Yonk, don't die.
I wasn't planning on it.
We never plan on it. It just life.
It just happens.
Life stinks.
Sometimes you just roll a bunch of sixes, man. What are you going to do?
Just so you know, my therapist, life is always the cause of death.
Wow. Wow, bro. Super deep.
uh,
Don't take life too seriously or you'll kick the bucket. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
You'll
so
never get out alive.
what is happening?
The minute I hear their noise, I start making a beeline for the northern tower.
How are you
Uh-huh.
getting there?
The only way through the garden is back through the kitchen, right?
We can throw you on the roof.
The
Oh,
garden
shit.
only attaches to the lobby.
Okay, so I guess I head to the lobby ahead of them.
Okay. So from the lobby, you can either go back to the garden, you can go into the bathhouse, you can go into the dining room, or you go out through the front doors that you originally came into the temple from.
Dining room?
Okay.
Question mark.
So
Is there
from the
exits to
dining room, there is the door to the kitchen, which is behind the bar. There is the door to the guest rooms. It's labeled as to the guest rooms. There's a door to what looks like probably a storage closet, and then there's the double doors to the hallway with the massage rooms.
I'll go back to the massage rooms to check for the drow.
Okay. So you go back in there and you see that also at the end of that hallway is a door.
Check the rooms for the drow first.
Okay, he is still there.
Poke my head in. Close the door behind me. Which way to the tower?
Door at the end of the hallway takes you right outside
To the tower?
to the it's the back of the temple. Yeah, you can to the tower or the shrine, but again, like, I mean, there are innocent people here. Don't get caught.
You're coming with me.
No, I'm not.
This guy is the most ballsy of all the Harpers, huh?
All right. Well, I want to wait here till I hear it.
To hear what?
You'll hear it.
Cut to them.
And with that, we cut to Yonk and Kyumba. What are you
Yonk,
two doing?
Sorry, it was a little too perfect.
Yonk, we're gonna play a little game.
Okay, I like games.
You ever do any acting?
I do pretend when I do puppet shows.
Good. Think of us as puppets. We're gonna play a fight, yeah?
Oh, okay. I
Break
can
as
do that.
many things as you can, but
Oh,
don't hit any people.
I've been told not to break things because I tend to do so even without trying.
Perfect. You're a natural. Let's do this. And I'm gonna grab him by his chest piece, and I'm gonna push him through the door into the kitchen.
I stumble backwards into the kitchen, surprised, literally.
Okay.
What happens as I stumble backwards into the
You're going
dining
into-
room?
You're back in the dining room.
That's
Yep.
where I got pushed, right?
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So you don't see DeAngelo.
Okay.
The two staff are still here in the dining room, just sort of cleaning, putting things away.
Okay. Do I like land into a table, or do I just like stumble backwards and catch myself? Or
You're an actor, man. Make it your own.
well, I mean, I kind of stumble backwards, and so I see 2 of the wait staff.
Mhm.
No patrons.
No, Drelexel is nowhere to be
Not
seen.
here. Okay. I do my best fake snarl that I can, and I swing my great axe around and pound it into the floor,
Mhm.
and I shout towards the door, "Don't push me like that!"
All
I'll
right.
push you however I want, and I'll rush in and hit him and try to tackle him into a table. But I'm not gonna try to hurt him. I'm just
Okay.
Okay.
There is a single table remaining in this dining room.
not
Not
anymore.
than
Both of you give me performance checks.
Oh God.
12.
12.
We're equally as shitty at this.
This is like watching fucking the old the Star Wars prequels. The acting in that shit is just it's the greatest sand. It's so coarse and grating. It's like, yeah, okay, just swing some more swords, buddy.
What I'm envisioning is Kirk fighting the Gorn in the
that
rubber suit.
slow ass fight with the club fist.
Well, luckily for the two of you, the table breaking can't really be faked.
Yes, and the automatons are stupid, so
We hope so.
Are they?
I hope so. I hope so.
There's a loud crash, and you immediately get the attention of these two that they're not trying to break up the fight because you're two large, dangerous creatures.
Yes.
What do you do next?
I get up and I am going to grab a hold of Kyumba
Mhm.
and I am going to lift him over my head.
Ooh.
And I'm
so into this.
And I'm going to start spinning around in a circle, and I'm going to stomp. I'm like, I said you can't push me around. And I'm kind of doing that to sort of look around the room to see if anyone's coming, or
Mhm.
if any, or if the wait staff is like going to start to try and attack us or anything like that. And I'm just kind of stomping around in a circle, repeating,
Uh-huh.
that's what I'm going to do until something changes or happens.
Okay. You can see the kitchen door is opened and Green Song and her hound have come out. From around the corner, kind of in the direction of where like the guest rooms and the storage closet presumably are, a third staff member has come out, hearing the noise. Green Song is sort of like, "Sirs, please, we can't have fighting in here. You really must control yourselves."
I'm gonna try to break out of his grapple.
Okay.
I'm not going to resist it, so he's going to be able to.
Okay.
So I'll just break out of the grapple and I'll take my two-handed sword in one hand and swing it back, hitting the bar.
Okay.
Knocking as much shit over as I can, and then swinging it back forward and holding it in two hands. And I'm like, nobody's gonna stop me from getting out of this place.
You knock baskets of like fruit, and you break vases of fresh cut flowers, and bottles of wine explode, and
Fire on.
some of the alcohol the bar just catches fire from all the alcohol. DeAngelo, this definitely sounds like your signal.
That noise. And I run out.
So you go at the back door. You can see there's some trees back here. Sort of ahead and to the right, you can see a tower. A finely crafted stone tower rises among the trees not far from the bathhouse. A statue of a sharp-featured winged elf crouches above the front door, whose bright red surface is decorated with golden swirls. Also, I would like a perception check from you, DeAngelo.
All right. I believe. Hold on. That was a 16.
Okay. You can also see ahead of you and to the left, but more hidden behind more trees almost, is a crumbling stone building that must have once been a beautiful shrine. Engraved images of Suni are still visible on the moss-covered stones, her face gazing down on the path by which the faithful would have approached. Stone doors at the front of the shrine appear to be sealed by some sort of thick, clear resin. There appears to be some sort of inscription above the doors, but just from time and like dirt and plant life and stuff, you can't read it from where you're at.
All right. So, the old shrine, sealed off, resin over the doors, and a winged elf between me and the tower.
The winged elf is there's like a little kind of ledge above the front door of the tower.
Okay.
And that's where it's at. What do you do?
As a bonus action, I reach down to the ground and I summon the Hound of Ill Omen.
Ooh. What does this look like?
As a bonus action, you spend 3 of your sorcery points, so let me click those 3 off.
Okay.
Alright. And you call forth a howling creature of darkness to harass your foes. You can summon it with to target one creature you can see within 120 feet of you. It uses a dire whip statistics, but it's medium, not large, and it counts as monstrosity. It appears with a number of temporary hit points equal to half your sorcerer level.
Okay.
That sucks. And it can move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain. It takes 5 force damage if it ends its turn inside an object.
Mhm.
At the start of its turn, the hound automatically knows its target's location. That if the target was hidden, it is no longer hidden from the hound.
Okay. So you sort of reach down, and it's like you're pulling shadow from the ground, and then the shadow coalesces into this wolf-like form.
Yes.
And you can sort of like, when it turns its head or it moves, you can make out detail, but for the most part, it just looks like a dark shadow shape of a wolf. Okay.
Yes.
Baskerville Tech.
Get it, boy.
What are you sicking it on?
the winged elf.
It's
the
It's going
statue.
out to harass it.
The statue
Oh.
above the door?
Oh, it's a statue. I thought it was an actual creature. My bad. All right. I was like, if that thing moves, get it. You know what? Let's have some fun here. All right. I'm going back to my spells.
Okay.
How much space is between me and the tower door?
So you're right at the doorway from where you just came out. About 40 feet from the door.
Okay, I can cast at 60. I'm gonna cast darkness around the statue.
Okay.
Tell my pup, that thing comes out. Do your worst. So, and then I am bolting for that door.
Okay. So it's going to take you, because you did a couple actions, so it's going to take
Yes.
you like a round or two to get there.
That's fun.
The
hound was a bonus action and the spell was an action.
Okay. Right, so we'll say you are about 10 feet from the door. Yonk and Kyumba, you are continuing your fight, quote unquote fight.
What are the walls made of in this area?
Wood.
Any wallpaper or?
Yeah, there's wallpaper. There's like art on the walls.
Curtains?
Curtains, yes.
This is like a fancy kind of dining establishment here.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Would you say that the curtains would be tall, like full log length?
Yeah, they're like full length.
Oh, good.
They're very beautiful, painstakingly embroidered with lilies.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
You don't have to describe them for very much longer. No worries. I'm gonna hold my sword back like I'm getting ready to charge and attack, and it's gonna be in the curtains, catching them on fire.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna charge at Yonk.
All right.
But I'm gonna leave my guard pretty open.
Okay.
Would you say that the curtains caught fire?
Yes, the curtains definitely caught fire.
The bar is on fire now. Curtains are on fire.
And Kyumba is charging towards me.
Yes.
And this whole room is shooting light out of, because this thing makes 40 yards of intense light, and then another 40 of dim light.
Okay.
I see him
40
charging
feet.
towards. I see him charging towards me. The table that we crashed into, is there a tablecloth on it?
Yes.
I am going to do what I saw in one of the books in the children's section. I'm going to grab the tablecloth and I'm going to yank it and I'm going to hold it and I'm going to like shake it a bit. And as Kyumba charges toward me, I'm going to duck out of the way and I'm going to like flourish and let him run through the tablecloth.
I want to try to catch the tablecloth on fire. If I'm going through
You pull the tablecloth, all of the like nice dishes that were set out just crash to the floor.
I thought there were no more tables.
I thought,
I found a tablecloth.
Yeah.
Maybe there were a few dishes that made it.
Okay.
But not anymore. So you kind of do this flourish for Kyumba to target. At this point, Green Song will shout to the staff. She'll be like, "Put the fires out, you idiots!" And they immediately sort of like jump up and like run over and start trying to pat out the fires.
Their
She's
hands.
lost her demeanor.
Well, this is what happens when you break all your teacups. You lose it. You lose your shit.
All right. DeAngelo, your hound is with you. You are 10 feet from this door. What are you doing?
I move up to the door.
Okay.
I check it. Is it locked?
It is locked.
All right. I am going to cast knock on the door.
Okay. What does knock do?
Knock. Choose an object you can see within range. The object can be a door, box, chest, set of manacles, padlock. It contains a mundane or magical means that prevents access. The target that is held shut by the lock or that's stuck or barred becomes unlocked, unstuck, or unbarred the object. If it has multiple locks, only one of them is unlocked. You can choose the target that is held shut with an arcane lock. The spell is suppressed for 10 minutes, during which time it can be opened and shut normally.
Okay.
When you cast the spell, allow knock audibly as far as 300 feet. Allow knock as far as 300 feet emanates from the target.
Okay. So they will definitely have heard that in the dining room.
Yes.
And you hear as the door unlocks.
Open it.
Okay. You open it.
I head inside.
Okay. This foyer has a central spiral staircase leading up. The staircase is flanked by 2 closed doors, each one set in the middle of a stone wall. A thin, weak-looking dragonborn is feebly trying to sweep the floor here with a well-worn broom. She looks at you and looks quite frightened. At the same time, you hear the loud noise of something stone dropping from above the doorway behind you, sort of blocking you from exiting the tower now. You look back and you see the winged elf statue.
That was a pretty good read.
So, why don't we roll initiative?
Okay.
All right.
Everyone or just Duok?
Just David, I think.
Yeah.
Because
Because we're playing initiative right now.
yeah. You guys would have heard the knock, so if there is like something different you want to do because of hearing it, then
Yeah, can we roll initiative too? Put us in initiative so we
Yeah.
know if someone
Yeah.
tries to run to close on him, we can block them.
okay.
Initiative for
Oh my god.
ew. 16.
16.
I got to roll with advantage and rolled 14 on both rolls.
All right.
Okay, and the wolf, or I'm sorry, the ill omen hound is a +2 on initiative.
Okay.
So let me roll a 20. Yeah, roll. Okay. 10 for the wolf.
Okay.
Or the hound or whatever.
All right. Let me roll for this statue.
It just dropped a good distance. Does that mean it loses half of its move on the first turn?
Yes, but also
Is it
DeAngelo
bigger
is
than the
right
door?
in the doorway. No, it's a medium-sized creature. Okay, so we're gonna have the order be the gargoyle, DeAngelo, Kyumba, Yonk, and then the hound.
Okay.
Just to keep Yonk and Kyumba together in order. All right, so it has moved. We'll say it just gets 1 attack for this round. DeAngelo, I don't think a 6 hits you.
First time in my life? No, it does not.
And it is your turn.
Alright. I am going to mind sliver the gargoyle.
Okay.
You drive the disoriented spike of psychic energy, it's a cantrip, into the
Ooh.
mind of a creature you can see within range. The target must succeed on an intelligence saving throw or take, at my level, it's a 2d6 damage now.
Okay.
2d6 psychic damage, and then subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw.
Ooh.
It makes at the end of its before the end of its next turn.
He got a 17.
Ah, shit. My spell save is a 16.
Okay.
Does it get the D4 before?
No, it only goes if he fails it. No damage if
boy.
he passes. Can I move without him striking, or is he in striking range?
He is in melee with you.
Yeah.
Well, you're in darkness
Ew.
though, right?
No, that was above. That was
Oh,
where it
Yeah,
was at.
the darkness is above.
Which it couldn't see, but it could still hear what you were doing.
Close
I
the door on
wonder.
it.
Can I do that?
It didn't go in the doorway, just drop down, right?
Well, it's blocking the doorway.
Okay. All right, no worries.
You do like one of those zombie films where you like hold the door closed.
All right, I'm good.
Okay. Kyumba, it is your turn.
Okay. He swung the thing out of the way, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to try to pick him up
Mhm.
And I'm going to try to toss him at the people that are trying to put out the curtains.
Okay.
When I pick him up, I'm gonna be like, sell it, sell it. And I'm gonna just throw him.
All right.
All right.
Roll me an athletics.
Okay.
I will say with advantage since I assume Yonk is going along with this.
All right, so that was a 12. It's a 12.
Okay.
He doesn't need to be accurate. He can flail about as I throw him if he needs to hit something.
We'll say that there's one that's putting out the fire at the bar, and then two that are on the curtains. So you threw Yonk at the curtains,
I want to hit as many as possible.
dealing
He's a big ball to throw.
6 Yonk damage to the to
Yeah,
both of them.
boy, tell me that sentence in a year, and I'm just that's you deal 6 yonk damage.
Yeah.
Damage.
What damage type is that?
Yonk.
Lizard based damage.
Lizard. Yes.
All right. Okay, so you throw Yonk. Yonk, you hit these two. It's gonna be half your movement to stand back up.
Okay.
Kyumba, are you done?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick. Well, I figured I would stick my sword in the ground since I have to move after the charge.
Mhm.
Pick him up, throw him, and then put my hand back on my sword.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it buried in the floorboards.
Mhm.
Try to catch the building if
Okay.
I can.
All right. All right, Yonk.
So when I stand up, I've got what, 2 constructs now? That's what I hit.
You have 2 innocent waitstaff desperately trying to put out a fire.
He knows they're not waitstaff though. He was told. Unless one of the hags is the person that told us that information, and we're just fucking up a person's kitchen.
Ooh.
I mean, that could be possible.
Yeah, but we're not hurting any of them, so it's okay.
Well, that would be payback for the shit I did to Rachel back in the day. So
Yeah.
Yeah, where she killed all those innocent people and then lined their bodies up in front of our house.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
as
Messed up.
trophies. As
No,
trophies.
that's
Trophies.
not. No,
She
that's
rezzed
not what
some of
happened.
them, just the ones she thought were prettiest.
That is
Just
not
so she
true.
can tell the.
She was
no,
like,
tell
"You're
the- so they
pretty."
can tell
You
the
get
story.
out.
That
And
is
she
not
looked at one
true.
Uggo on the floor. I was
Can
like, "You
I-
staying dead. You're
Population
staying
Can
dead,
I-
Uggo."
Oh,
What
God.
are you doing, Yonk?
Can I move? Can I move to get? Do I have enough? Well, let's see. Half my movement would be 20 feet. Do I have enough movement speed to get them both in a line?
Yes.
Okay. I do so, and then I kind of make this noise in my throat.
Oh wait, are we cutting all pretense and just going fucking bonkers on these dudes now?
I would say yeah. I'm gonna move to get him in a line, and you kind of hear me like it's almost like a noise, like I'm like drawing something deep, like I'm regurgitating, and I erupt forth from my mouth this stream of acid.
I am so excited. If you could see Kyumba's face, he's like, "Whoa."
And I will use my breath weapon. They have to make a dex saving throw.
Dex
They had
save.
disadvantage since they were knocked down.
Okay.
Yes, they have to make a DC 14 saving throw, dex.
Oof, that one's got a nat 1,
Nice.
and the other one got a 4.
A 4. Well, they had to get a 14, so that would mean they failed. So they get to take 2d6 acid damage.
Okay.
And then they hallucinate because of the acid.
Just roll 1 damage, and then I'll apply it to the both of them.
So that was a roll of 8.
Okay.
So not too shabby. And that is
Yonk, you see like kind of little bits of them kind of coming off, but then dissolving in the acid too quickly for you to tell what that is.
okay. Like, am I seeing skeleton underneath the
No.
people? Okay, so I'm okay with that. Oh wait, I'm sorry. That should have been 3d6 based on my level.
Oh, okay.
Oops, I just now read that wrong. So yeah, let me give you
6.
All right.
Add another 6.
Okay.
So that is my attack, right? And then let's see. I don't want to rage because I didn't attack just yet. So that is it. That is all I will do on this turn.
All right.
Perfect.
DeAngelo, it is your hound's turn.
I noticed I fucked up on the last one. The hound gives. Where is it? Additional, while the hound is within 5 feet of the target has disadvantage on saving throws against any spell you cast.
Ooh.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
We can never go back.
Roll on that 16.
Let me see. What kind of save was it again?
It was a intelligence.
Yeah.
How's a 4?
Hey, that's
there. You go. So, let me hit it with the 2d6.
Okay.
He gets a -4 this time too.
And he gets a -4 intelligence to what happens with the dog next.
Okay.
So that is 5 damage from the psychic.
All right.
And then the hound itself attacks with a +5. So let's. Yes.
We came here to chill out, but we didn't.
That is a 8 with 5 is 13.
13. Oh, to hit?
Mm-hmm.
That will not hit.
Okay. Never mind then.
All right.
If it would have hit, he would have tried to knock it prone.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a good move.
All right.
The -4 to the save is going to come up again next turn. So
okay.
Oh, for sure.
All right. At this point, at the bottom of the round, from the lobby door in the kitchen, that door will open, and both Saith and Sierra, the athletic elf, are there in the doorway, and from the guest room section, a moon elf with long, straight black hair comes out, and Greensong will kind of sigh and look to the two elves, and she'll say, "Well, sisters, it's time to deal with this garbage." And
let's do this shit. Oh my god. I can't wait to roll a fucking 5 on every attack.
All I'm saying is these bitches are getting a shitty Yelp review when this is all said and done.
You know what my damage is going to be?
Fucking 0 out of 5 on TripAdvisor.
Let's see here. So, let me just roll initiative for them.
I want to beat the shit out of him with this self-help book.
Did a move in Ascension we were playing for a while called Silence in the Library, and you can cancel a person's spellcast or ability cast by throwing a book at them.
Yeah.
It's called Silence in the Library.
That's amazing.
As soon as Ray saw it, she was like,
yeah.
I bet she wishes she could do that in real life.
If only.
Throw a book at a motherfucker.
Beat someone to death with Tolstoy. Just
oh my god, a Dostoevsky novel, man. Hit him with that fucking brick. That fucking Russian lit. That's Russian lit, fam.
Yeah.
Russian lit actually is
lush.
A lot of those Russian guys were heavy drinkers, so I don't know about Dostoevsky, but
get him with Tale of Two Cities. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
Oh man, that's the double attack.
Sorry, I have to adjust initiative rolls.
Oh, hey, no worries. I'm gonna get 4 attacks at 4d6 plus 3. Oh, I only get 1 of my attacks if I take an action surge.
Do you get like 2 attacks for
I get
an
2
attack
attacks.
for an attack action?
Yep.
So when you action surge, you get your full like action. So you would get 2 more attacks. Yeah.
This is why I'm the king. Hail to the king, baby.
Make sure I got everyone. I did not.
Oh man, this would be a perfect opportunity to use that fucking vital strike
Oh
from
yeah.
Pathfinder.
Mm-hmm. Let me make sure I got everybody because I forgot the wolf. Okay.
So flame tongue weapon is essentially fiery weapon. Or I'm sorry, what is it? The 2d6 is flaming weapon. Because fiery is 1d6.
Yeah.
Flaming is 2d6. And then there's explosive weapon, right?
Mhm.
Or was it 1d10 in an AoE?
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, what is it? It's that, and then there's vicious, which is add 2d6 and then take 1d6 every time you hit with the weapon.
Oh.
That shit is fucking filthy. You can get a lot of damage stacking that shit. I had a weapon in my old game called the Weisliger. And
Mhm.
it's this fucking my character was large, and then he used the huge weapon, 1 size category larger.
Mhm.
So the damage on it was filthy, and then you vital strike with it, and it has like +5 worth of enchantment on it.
Mhm.
So 2d6. It was 2d6 for vicious, 2d6 for flaming, 1d6 for fiery, and then mercurial crit.
Vicious was a nasty motherfucker back
Vicious
in the day.
is so good. But it's just because it deals damage to you. People don't use it. I'm like, it's better.
My players knew I stacked Vicious on almost every fucking rogue I sent after them.
Yeah, hold on.
Like, but what's nothing sweeter than an extra 2d6 on top of a sneak attack?
Vicious.
Oh, it was 2d6 to the opponent, 1d6 to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was part of the standard rogue package back in 3.5. Plus, I think it's like a +1 or +2. I can't remember which one.
So +2 because it's a +2 weapon enchant.
So then you're adding a +2 attack and damage as well on top of 2d6.
Trying to find it. Vicious. Oh, vicious only +1 bonus.
Yeah, because you take 1d6 damage, so that's why it lessens it to a +1.
Yeah.
All right.
Brutal shit. Brutal.
God, I'll ruin a motherfucker with that weapon. That's still my favorite weapon of all time I've ever had.
Top of the round. Gargoyle. So he takes a -d4 to his attacks? Is that right?
No, it's to saves.
To saves. Okay.
Just
So
intelligence saves. Are all saves?
All saves, I believe. It's let me pull up Sliver. For the next saving throw makes before the end of your turn.
Okay.
all right. So he's gonna make his he gets 2 attacks. So bite and claw on DeAngelo. Bite is a 19.
Ooh.
Claw
Ow.
claw is a 13.
They both hit.
Okay.
Oh no, that's that Kavir AC.
All right. So this +4. All right. So 8 damage total. It's a
Ooh.
combination of piercing and slashing. Or he actually, let me check.
Ow. Telling you to close the door, hold the door closed. That's a good shield. Then you get that broom lady to poke it in the eye from outside, like in the crack of the door.
The broom lady is cowering and sort of backing up. She's like, I'm not a part of this. You have to leave.
I'm not leaving.
Why don't you throw a lizard at something?
One of the staff, one of the ones at the window, will attack Yonk. Let's see.
They can try.
Yonk, it's gonna look at you, and I need a wisdom saving throw.
Fuck. 11.
You get this feeling of fear wash over you when it makes eyes with you. You get the feeling that this is not a person that's looking at you. It's something evil, and it's almost like these dead eyes are looking back at you.
Okay.
You are able to kind of shake it off, but just barely.
Was it trying to charm or frighten me in any
It's
way?
a fear, it looks like.
It was trying to frighten you.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
If you're feared, I can slap you as a bonus action.
Not going to be an issue. Not
Oh,
going
really?
to be an issue. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
DeAngelo, it is your turn.
All right.
Wait, I didn't get an action between his last turn.
You are after DeAngelo.
Oh, okay.
I get me and the dog in different turns.
Okay. I'm ready to kill a motherfucker.
Okay. I am going to Tasha's mind whip this asshole at level 3.
Okay.
Actually, no, level 2. Level 3 just adds me an extra target. So, I'm going to Tasha's mind whip this dude. It needs to make an intelligence saving throw with a minus 1d4.
Okay. Well, it rolled a nat 1. So.
Oh, okay, cool. So it takes.
Let's see. That's a 0 plus its intelligence modifier. So that would be a -2.
All right. It takes 3d6 damage, and it can't take a reaction until the end of its next turn. However, on its next turn, it must choose whether it gets a move, an action, or a bonus action. It only gets one of the 3.
Fucking hell.
All right.
So we're gonna deal the 3d6.
Okay.
Oh, suck that. That is 17.
17.
Ow.
I remember good rolls. I remember damage.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
You take a good chunk out of this gargoyle.
Oh, just wait till the pooch gets him. I forgot the pooch also has advantage on attacks as a pack, so it's gonna have advantage next round.
All right.
That thing could suck it.
Well,
I'm done.
Since you didn't roll with advantage with the last turn, go ahead and roll 1d20.
Okay.
And then when it's its turn again later, we'll have you roll advantage. But let's see if you had rolled with advantage
That's
last
a 5.
turn.
It's a 10.
Okay.
No.
So no.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
good.
Anything else, DeAngelo?
Oh, I kind of want to be a dick. No, I can blow a sorcery point. The problem is it'll activate as an action, a bonus action, so it almost. No. No, I could blow a sorcery point to quicken a spell, or 2 points to quicken a spell to turn it from a action to a bonus action.
Is that what you're gonna do?
I'm thinking about it and magic missiling this dick in the face. Yeah, fuck it.
Okay.
All right, two more spell points down, and this puppy's getting magic missile to the face at level 1.
You're gonna magic missile your dog?
No, the gargoyle.
Okay.
2, I guess. I thought magic missile did more than 1 blow.
Yeah, isn't it like a minimum of 3?
Yeah. 3 darts. Yeah, so I got to roll 3 times, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so that is a total of 2 plus 4 plus 5.
Okay. So 11?
Yes.
All right. More like bits of stone explode off of this gargoyle.
I did it with my middle fingers.
All right, Kyumba, it is your turn.
You said there were 2 in the doorway, and then 1 in the other doorway.
So there is Saith and the buff elf in the doorway by the lobby. There are 2 of the staff at the window, trying to put out the fire and also attacking Yonk. There's 1 at the bar. The Green Song and her dog are behind the bar, and then kind of near like the area with the doors to the massage area and the guest rooms, there is a 3rd elf woman that has just shown up.
Right. Okay.
And I'll say you're probably like in the middle of the room-ish. A Yonk is closer to like the windows, which are by the door to the lobby.
Is there any one of them that if I were to attack, I would be blocked in line of sight from the others? Because there was a bar that had a doorway to it.
Yeah.
So if I stood kind of up there to attack the one that came in that door, would I be blocked from the one that was behind the bar?
I'll say if you go to the one that came from the guest rooms, then the one at the who just came out of the kitchen and is still behind the bar, she wouldn't be able to see you.
Okay. That's one of the hags, yeah.
It's one of the elves.
Okay. I'll charge them.
Okay. So you're charging Morgana.
Well, not charging, running at them.
Running at Morgana. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to... The flame's already on, so that's fine. I am going to attack 2 times.
Okay.
First attack. Nat 20.
Oh my god.
You were saving it.
4d6 plus 3. I get to roll the dice again, so 8d6 plus 3.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to roll it again. Or roll the damage and then roll it again and subtract 3. Yeah?
Yes.
All right, so 18 plus 9.
Okay.
So 27 damage on the first hit.
All right.
Then I'm going to take my second attack of the turn.
Okay.
As a 18 plus 6, so 24. Does that hit?
24 does hit, yes.
Okay. Oh shit. Hold off on that first one, because it only rolls the 2d6. It doesn't turn on the flaming, so I actually have more damage to give.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. So this is gonna be for both attacks.
Okay.
13 more damage.
13 more damage.
Or I'm sorry because those are rolls. Those are dice rolls. So that's for the first crit.
All right.
All right. So 24 hit.
Yes.
So then I'm gonna roll the 2d6 plus 3.
Mm-hmm.
This is damage on the next one. That's going to be 7. And then I roll 2d6 plus 3 minus. What is happening? Okay, so 12 damage on that one.
So 7 and 12 or 12 total?
7 and 12, sorry.
Okay.
So then I'm going to use second wind, action surge.
Okay.
And I'm going to do it again.
Okay.
Both of my attacks.
All right.
First attack. That's going to be 17.
17 will hit.
That's just some elf bitch in some like elf clothes or whatever. So
We'll say too, when the first time you hit Morgana, the elven illusory appearance fades away, and you see before you a thin, pale creature whose long, matted black hair is festooned with ornaments made from bones and teeth. Her mouth curves up unnaturally high at the corners, and her blood-red lips are covered in blisters and boils.
gross. So that's 7,
Sexy.
and then the 2d6 will be plus 9, so 16 on that one.
16.
And I still got one more attack, so just hang in
Yes.
there.
All right.
Not one.
Oh my god.
+6, but whatever.
Yeah.
Well, 3 hits is pretty good, I think.
I think so. All right. Anything else, Kyumba?
Yeah, I'm going to use the bonus action. Or I'm sorry.
What is action surge? Is that a bonus action?
Oh, it is a bonus action, but
Okay.
this actually is. It doesn't look like it is. It says other. Oh yeah, when you hit with the melee weapon attack, you can mark the creature until the end of your next turn, or if you're incapacitated or if you die, whatever.
Okay.
While it is within 5 feet of you, a marked creature has disadvantage on any attack roll that doesn't target you. If the marked creature deals damage to anyone else, you can make a special melee attack against it on your next turn as a bonus action with advantage and +3 extra damage.
Okay.
You can make this attack 3 times per long rest. So I'm going to mark her.
Okay.
It doesn't require any special thing. So
All right. Sounds good.
Action Surge isn't a bonus action.
Oh,
It just activates a second action during the turn.
okay.
But you still only get 1 bonus action per turn.
well, I don't have a reason to use a bonus action right now, so I'm just still gonna. I'm done still.
All right.
Okay.
So how much did she take total?
Let me see.
I didn't even get the last hit. That's so frustrating to me.
She took 75 damage total.
Eat balls.
All right.
Air 5. Air 5.
Yeah.
Yonk, it is your
Air five.
turn.
Okay, so I used my acid attack on the 2 automatons, right? Or the 2 wait staff, whatever.
Uh-huh.
There I'm assuming at least one's adjacent to me, so if I move, I'm going to take an attack of opportunity, right?
Yes.
Okay, well then I'm just going to continue to work on finishing them off. As a bonus action, fuck it, we're going to rage.
All right.
And so I get advantage on strength checks, saving throws, +2 damage with strength weapons, resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage, blah, 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 blah. As a feature, because of mindless rage, I cannot be charmed or frightened while I
Hey.
am in the process of raging.
All right.
So that will eliminate that potentially. And I do now have extra attack, so I can attack twice. So that's
Okay.
good. Just making sure when you make your first attack. Well, let's just see what happens. Okay, so I guess to the wait staff member that is directly adjacent to me,
Mhm.
I'm going to swing my great axe of detecting scary stuff.
Okay.
That's a 12.
12 will hit.
Oh, goodness. Okay, glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm not going to attack recklessly.
These
Okay,
guys
so
are essentially Roombas. Look up that
okay.
sentient Roomba.
So 13 plus 2 because I'm raging, so 15 points of damage,
Okay.
and then I will take a second attack against him.
All right.
That is a 24. I know
That
that's
will
going to hit. Let's tack on 15 points of damage again.
All right.
30
with,
total.
With that, he falls to the ground. The magic that had illusoried him fades away, and you see a very creepy looking scarecrow
Ugh.
that quickly catches fire and begins to burn on the ground.
Okay.
Anything else, Yonk?
You get 2 attacks, don't you?
Well, that was by.
He did his
Oh.
2 attacks.
But did I wait? Can I do that? While raging, you can choose to frenzy. You can make a single melee weapon attack as a bonus action on each of your turns. When your rage ends, you'll suffer 1 level of exhaustion. I will frenzy.
Okay.
I will move to the second waitstaff / automaton, and I will use my frenzy attack to make a single melee attack.
All right.
That is a crit. That will be double 9s, so that's 22 points plus 2 for being raised, so 24 points of damage to that guy.
That one also falls to the ground.
Nice.
Revealed as a scarecrow.
And I think that is all I can do. Yes.
Throw your body at the next one.
All
No,
right.
Sorry.
There is one scarecrow left. He was trying to put out the fire at the bar, presumably. He's going to do something else. Anything else?
I had 40 feet of speed.
Mm-hmm.
I know I had to move up some to take on the second.
We'll say you've used 10 feet.
So 30 far. With my 30 feet left, can I get to the last one just to get up in his grill?
Yeah.
I will do that.
Okay.
And then I am done.
And it is his turn.
Nice.
So he will make 2 claw attacks on you, Yonk.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's see. That is a 20, not natural, and an 8.
The 20 will hit.
Okay. So that's 8 slashing.
I have resistance, so I take 4, correct?
Okay. Yes. And I need a wisdom saving throw.
Fuck butts.
4. Is it a fear or charm?
So it's saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
16.
All right. You're fine.
Rachel's like,
Nice.
God damn it.
All right. DeAngelo, it is your hound's turn.
Woo! Houndy. All right. Let's do
Guys,
it.
before we get into this, I have to take a short break too, because I'm balloon animal.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right.
I thought I heard circus music out here, clown music for the other.
All right. We'll go ahead and resolve your hound, DeAngelo.
Okay. Let's roll. First attack is a 9 plus 5 is a 14.
Are you rolling with advantage?
Yes. And the
Okay.
second one, or the second roll is, an 8.
Neither of those
So
will
14.
hit.
No. All right. Come on, wolf. All right.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a negative to his AC, does he?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. All right. Anything else with the wolf?
No, that's all he can do right now.
Okay. Well, it is Morgana's turn, and she has a special thing planned for Kyumba.
Thanks for stopping in and listening to Candlekeepers by the Freelance Heroism Podcast crew. And we hope that next week you'll come back and listen to some more.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you can
check us out on our Patreon. We're at patreon.com/freelance_heroism.
donate if you'd like to help us make more episodes like this.
Yeah.
Or episodes like something else. And Rachel, tagline?
Return your library books on time.
Do it, or else you'll be in trouble.
Or else.
Or else.
This is hilarious.
It's so funny.
Oh, when you said bathhouse, I'm like, oh my god, this is going to become a bad anime.
Well, like with DeAngelo on his
Mhm.
self-help kick, and then the character that Dees is playing, and then just Yonk being Yonk, I was like, this is gonna be just hilarious.
This is great.
Mhm.
And that wasn't planned.
Yeah.
The self-help kick was not planned with
I
this.
know.